Pakistan has been trying to internationalize the issue of Kashmir and has forgotten many areas within Pakistan that have a lot of problems, and the aspirations of the people in those areas are being throttled by Pakistani forces. NewsX reported on Balochistan. NewsX also reported on Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Now we're talking about Pashtunistan. I'm being joined by Umar Daud Khattak, who lives as a refugee in Afghanistan and is fighting and struggling for Pashtunistan. Many thanks for joining us, Daud.
Thank you.
The struggle is deep, and we know that while the struggle is deep-rooted, Pakistan has been throttling the aspirations of the people of Pashtunistan. This, even as the struggle goes as far back as the inception of Pakistan.
Yes, it is. We have been trying to have an independent state since the inception of Pakistan, but unfortunately, we couldn't have it. And Pakistan has been brutally killing Pashtuns since its very inceptions, from the Babra incident when they killed 600 Pashtuns when they were protesting peacefully in 1000. So they killed 600 and the remaining went to homes. It was just 1 or 2 years later the establishment of Pakistan came into being. So the thing is, until now, Pakistan has killed more than 200,000 Pashtuns. And not only this, Pakistan has been killing Pashtuns with the partnership of US as well. US has also been killing Pashtuns since 2001 after 9/11, while Osama bin Laden was found in Pakistani military academy in Kakul. But US has been bombarding Waziristan, and the terrorists were all Arab. No Pashtun was involved in 9/11. Between the US Army, NATO and Pakistan Army, they have been fighting for a so-called war on terrorism in Pashtunistan, which is totally wrong.
How difficult has the struggle been, and the common man in the Pashtuns who are suffering, how difficult has it been for them in the struggle for a Pashtunistan?
It's too much difficult for them because the thing is, they have established 70,000 Islamic Madrassas in Pashtunistan, previously with the help of Persian Arab Gulf countries and the Western world. They were grooming terrorists to fight against Soviet. Those 70,000 Islamic Madrassas, which I call as terrorist breeding farms, or terrorist factories, are owned by the Pakistani government. So those students have been injected in idea of fighting jihad against the non-Muslims, or those which are backed by the non-Muslim infidels. So the thing is, when we fight, they consider us as infidels. They fight jihad against us to save the state of Pakistan. This is very, and this has stumbled down our movement. But recently, even those madrasa students have turned against them, and now they are realizing that Pakistan is in fact a very fascist, anti-Pashtun state.
How have they realized that? What are the kind of atrocities? If you could explain a few incidents.
Because their jet fighters, their F-16, their tanks, their heavy artillery military weapons, they come and bombard and fire their homes and completely bulldoze their villages and vacate them forcefully. I will quote one incident from Waziristan. When army came, they just give 2 hours to the whole village, which was there were 7,000 residents in that village. In 2 hours, they were asked to vacate the whole village. How it's possible? And there were no tents and no other facilities for them by the government to adjust.
So you're saying that there is a sort of a genocide of people happening over there, and
definitely,
that in the name of fighting terror, Pakistan is terrorizing the real people of
definitely. What they do, that FOTA area, they call it a lawless area, no man's land or whatever, it doesn't come under the constitution of Pakistan. What they use that land as a safe haven for terrorists, not only for local terrorists but international terrorists, people coming from China, Uzbekistan, Chechnya, Palestine, Sudan, and different areas, these Arabs, Chechens, Uzbeks, and Uyghurs, they don't have any place in their own countries because they are arrested. What they do, Pakistani government bring them to Waziristan and forcefully vacate the local population, and then give them safe places there and train them, give them money to fight for them. To fight for them in Kashmir against India, to fight for them in Afghanistan, to fight for them in Chechnya against Russia. And it has turned into a terror industry. Like Pakistan is producing suicide bombers and terrorists. Whenever some Islamic country like Saudi Arabia, they need terrorists, they purchase these terrorists from Pakistan and give them money and use them in Syria and different other countries.
Now, the big question over here is that Pakistan has been trying to internationalize the issue of Kashmir and Kashmir alone, talking about how aspirations of the people of Jammu and Kashmir in India is being throttled. But then what about places like the Pashtuns who are seeking Pashtunistan or Balochistan? These are reports that we've been putting out, even atrocities now in Pakistan occupied Kashmir.
Yes, definitely. Pakistan has been killing them, has been prosecuting them in the name of religion because some of them are Shias there. And Gilgit-Baltistan, because they're giving a way to China to come in and go up to Balochistan. And so they definitely they prosecute people there who are fighting for freedom and politically and militantly they're fighting for freedom.
A lot of it in terms of what Pakistan is doing. Now Pakistan has started claiming that India is interfering in the internal matters of Pakistan, that it's interfering in Balochistan. But what about Pashtunistan? Has there been any contact with the Indian? And
I will tell you frankly, I have been there. I have been in Pashtunistan, I have been in Afghanistan, in this so-called Afpak region that we call. India has no interference in it at all. No support, no interference at all. What they do, why they do so? Because they want to convince their population who are against these atrocities. They tell them that Hindus are coming and arming the people and they are fighting against us and they are destabilizing our nation. So people of Pakistan, they have developed a sort of hate against Hindus. When you tell them they are Hindus, they will, they will come in rage and they will say, oh, kill them, they are Hindu agents, they are Raw agents, they are Indian agents. They just want to justify their position to their own public.
So no interference?
No interference at all.
But what is it that you would want from the Indian government? You're here. What is it that you expect from the Indian government or from India?
I expect a lot from Indian government, but the Indian government is running away. They don't give us the support that we want. We don't want just the moral support. We want military support as well. We want political support as well. We want our armies to be trained and so that they could be capable of fighting the Pakistan army, which is a Punjabi dominant Wahhabi fascist army.
Okay. How difficult is it handling, and the fact that you're struggling for a Pashtunistan, handling ISI, because we know that you are in Afghanistan right now, but even a fight from Afghanistan, how difficult is it? How well penetrated is the ISI?
The ISI penetration in Afghanistan is unprecedented. They have been threatening me and they have tried to kill me 2 times, and one of my friend's family have been completely burnt alive in their own house. They're using different tactics to kill us in some accidents so that people couldn't believe that we've been actually killed by Pakistan ISI. They have NGOs. They have, through their embassy, they're giving scholarship to Afghans who become their agents. There are NGOs that they are supporting. They have businessmen in Afghanistan who they pressurize to work for them because then they will not be able to bring their goods through Karachi port, and that's why we need a port from where we're going to be influenced by Pakistan. So most of the businessmen, they need the Karachi port, so Pakistan pressurize them to work for them. Pakistan can even fire the employees of those businessmen in Afghanistan who are against Pakistan. For example, I was working in NGO, Afghanistan National Reconstruction Coordination. That NGO owner has been pressurized by Pakistan so many times, finally he terminated me.
Final question, Daud. What is the kind of international support that you will be seeking, or that you people are seeking, for the international community to be looking at the kind of atrocities being meted out to the Pashtuns in Pakistan? Is UN an option? Have you approached the UNHRC, the Human Rights Commission? Anything at all?
Definitely, I have approached all of them, and my case is still with the UNHCR. UNHCR knows about me and my whole history since I was born till now. They have a complete 50-page file. The first thing is, Pashtunistan, apart from the atrocities, like they are bombarding with their jet planes, with tanks, with heavy artillery, bulldozing the houses and completely vacating the population, and and then mistreating and maltreating the IDPs, you have seen in the pictures, and not allowing any humanitarian organization to help those IDPs. These are, apart from this, Pashtunistan is legally not part of Pakistan because of the Durand line. Durand line is not a recognized international border. So Pakistan doesn't have any real border. Even with you have line of control. With us, with Afghanistan is Durand line, which is not internationally recognized border. So Pakistan doesn't have real boundary. It's a fake state. When a country doesn't have real borders, it means it's fake.
Right.
It's not internationally recognized.
Right.
And they're suppressing our language, Pashto. We can't educate our children in Pashto. They don't allow Pashto as a subject in schools.
Okay.
It's cultural imperialism. It's more than just enslaving us physically and making us victims of their Wahhabi cult of Islam, which have been imported from Saudi Arabia, and putting money in the Madrassas, which are terrorist breeding factories.
They are trying to change the demography of the land, aren't they? By infusing their own people in an area that was Pashto, clearly.
Pashtunistan is dominated mainly by Pashtuns. There are some people like Saraikis, no Punjabis at all. Our Pashtun society they don't allow non-Pashtun people. It's tribal society. So no one can infuse people, like they can't dilute our Pashtun society. But the thing is, they harm us via Islamic extremism. They implant Islamic extremist and Wahhabist element in our Pashtun society. There are 70,000 Islamic madrasas, which then become their interest and their assets. So no Punjabi, no non-Pashtun ethnic minority can.
But what are they taught in school? Urdu?
Definitely. Our language is not allowed. We have to learn Urdu in order to get education. So a small child of 5 years, when he enrolled in a school, how can he knows Urdu?
Right.
Even now, I don't know Urdu properly.
All right. On that note, Daud, many thanks for joining us. It was indeed a pleasure. A long struggle for people like him who are now struggling from Afghanistan, cultural imperialism, domination by Pakistani forces, and using terror as a state policy and a mechanism to throttle the aspirations of the people of Pashtunistan. With video journalist Geeta Mohan in New Delhi, Geeta Mohan, NewsX.